Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. I just want to give you guys an idea of the crap I'm dealing with right now in terms of our League One team. I'm a Aussie manager. I'm working hard. I feel like I'm doing my part. Don's at the top of the league, right where we belong. And then I got Reese Oxford out for 4 weeks with a knee injury. This on the heels of Ball John Green being out 3 months with his broken ankle. We've got a training injury. We got players leaving on international duty because John Green plays for the United States national team because the United States national team is so terrible that they're pulling players from the third tier of English soccer. Then I've got this guy who's never played because he's an 18-year-old left midfielder with a skill level of like 48 requesting to play. No. And then Ryan Clark, 34-year-old goalkeeper. Look, it's not my fault that you're backing up Shia LaBeouf, the greatest goalkeeper in League One and maybe the world. These guys, people need to calm down. You're not going to play. You're certainly not going to play in a League One game. Oh, I have to fix the squad problem. I'll tell you what, this game has gotten way too much like real soccer. Constantly, players whining, full of complaint. You can never make everybody happy. I'm just going to I'll tell you right now, I'm going to leave Meadsy in the game. A very controversial decision. And we're going to leave Kelly there, even though he's a left back. But we'll do this change. We'll do this change, and then we'll bring on Robbo if we need him. But Robbo is 41 years old. I know he's good, and he's on good form and everything, but he's an ancient... and I know that Robbo watches this show, so I apologize. But you know that you're older. Like, it's not a secret. I'm going to start Polion because he doesn't get enough starts, and he's also been complaining. I mean, there's a lot of complaining going on right now in the AFC Wimbledon locker room, and I don't have a lot of tolerance for it. I've made it very clear that Aussie manager doesn't care about your feelings, he cares about results. And right now the results are fantastic. As you can see, we're still 2 points ahead of the team that shall not be named in the League One table. We just gotta keep going. We got to keep working. Today's topic, speaking of continuing to work, today's topic is from Cam, and I have to sneeze. No, it's right on the edge. It's one of those that could go either way. You know those where you feel like if you looked at the light, that's not a good penalty kick. Let's hope that's not a portent of things to come. Today's topic is from Cam. I'm just going to read it because it's very long. Help, my girlfriend and I have nothing in common. I'm 19 years old and I've been with my girlfriend for over 2 years. Our relationship has been for the most part all right. However, recently, the issues have been a result of something we've known for a long time, which is that we have nothing in common. We have similar core values and views, so we don't hate each other, but we don't have shared hobbies or interests. For instance, I'm a nerd and she is not. I find you and Hank funny and interesting. She does not, etc. Well, I mean, that just made me a little bit biased against her. We're currently making an effort to try new things together, but it's proving difficult. Do you have any suggestions of things we could try or things we could do to solve this? Or do you think that we're trying to milk a rock here? I've never heard that phrase before, but it's very vivid. I've heard of trying to get blood from a stone, but I've never tried to imagine milking a rock. I care about her a great deal, and I'm sure she feels the same way about me, but sometimes I worry we just can't make it work. P.S. We have spoken about this. We're very good at discussing issues we're having, hence how we've made it this far. Also, thanks to all of your teams for creating loads of stuff I enjoy watching, listening to, and wearing far too much. Well, thank you, Cam, and also Cam's girlfriend for not liking me. Cam, I mean, I don't know your situation. Also, I'm not good at giving relationship advice. And so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Please don't make any decisions based on a Wimbly Womblys video, Cam. Please. That goes not just for this one. This goes for every Wimbly Womblys video. It's a bad place to come for advice. It's a good place to come to support AFC Wimbledon and potentially watch amazing own goals. All right, so... I mean, I don't have a lot in common, or at least I guess like when Sarah and I first started dating. So when I read this, I thought about two things. First, I thought about when Sarah and I first started dating. And then secondly, I thought about my college girlfriend who I dated when I was about the same age, when I was about 19. And like, I'm really glad that my college girlfriend and I didn't get married. because I don't think we did share core values deep down. Like I think we were similar people, and I think we got along well, and I think we would have maybe been okay. But I think sharing those core values to me is way more important than like what video bloggers you like or whether you like video blogging. Sarah and I do not have a lot of that stuff in common, like, or at least especially we didn't when we started dating, you know. So I worked hard to cultivate an interest in the things that Sarah finds interesting, especially contemporary art, which is not something that I, you know, had a built-in interest in or knowledge of. In fact, I might have been the world's least informed person about contemporary art. It's got to be, and it is. What a finish. What a beginning. Everything is beautiful and nothing hurts. After 16 games on the bench, Polion comes on and immediately massive impact with that big left foot. What a finish. Right. It's beautiful. Parrot's calling for the ball, but Polion saying no, no, no. He scores with his left. He scores with his right. That Polion makes Elliot look shite? Maybe. He could be the future of our... So we've got to make a decision at the end of the season and possibly in the January transfer window. Who is going to be Who's going to be Lyle Taylor's strike partner when the when the John Greens are unavailable due to parenting commitments or fatigue or broken ankles, whatever it may be? Who is going to be that fourth striker who can make the kind of difference that we used to see from Adebayo and Fenwa? Who's going to be that fourth striker who can make, for instance, the kind of difference that we also used to see from Deeney and Dicko, right? Like, we need a kind of Deeney and Dicko partnership to back up the John Green and John Green partnership. And I'm starting to think maybe it's not England's greatest lyric poet, T.S. Eliot. Maybe it's Polygon? Nobody knows for sure how to say his name. Yes, I've been unjustly maligned, and then I get a free kick. Yes. So, right, I wasn't like, Sarah and I were not... like, we didn't share interests. And in fact, like, like, Sarah wasn't into Lonely Girl 15. She liked the show with Zay Frank, but not like I liked it, you know? Like, not like, she wasn't like a huge, massive fan of it or anything. And I didn't have, you know, a built-in appreciation for contemporary art. But we worked hard to find each other's interests interesting. So, for instance, like, when Sarah and I started dating, she started reading some young adult novels because she knew that I had a book deal for the book that would eventually become Looking for Alaska. And I started going to art shows with her and listening and even doing some reading about contemporary art. And I found that I was able to find it interesting because what's true with most things is that whether or not they are interesting depends largely on your level of attention. This is why I find it so annoying when people say that liking something or something else is stupid. Well, no, it's not. You just don't happen to, like, pay the right kind of attention to it. It's got to be. And it isn't. What a terrible... I mean, that is Parrot, that is historically bad. Like, that's going down in history as one of the all-time terrible Wimbly Wombly finishes. I know this is a very unusual decision, but I'm bringing in the Ginger Messy Alfie Egan as, I don't want to say punishment, but just as a reminder that your place on this team is not guaranteed. Because that was inexcusable. When you get free on goal like that after somebody picks out your run, you must at least do better than that. And I believe in my heart that Alfie Egan would have done better than that, despite only being 9 years old. So, but you know what? We're a team that believes in our youth squad, so much so that we sometimes start them. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh, it's marauding. It's marauding and beautiful, but we have Shea LaBeouf and they don't. You want to know why you're not starting, 34-year-old backup goalkeeper? That's why. Robbed of an Oscar for his work in American Honey, Shea LaBeouf comes back and manages to make a wonderful save as the goalkeeper for AFC Wimbledon. Who ended up winning the Best Actor Oscar this year? Was it Ryan Gosling? Wasn't that Best Supporting Actor? Oh, it was Casey Affleck. I'm going to stand by my Shia LaBeouf. I liked Manchester by the Sea, although it did feel like a movie that was just trying to make me feel bad, and it succeeded. I felt terrible when it was over. But I don't know. Maybe life is just a series of unremitting horrors. So, but back to your question. Sharing values has mattered a lot more to Sarah and me than liking the same TV shows or whatever. Because I've found that I'm able to be interested in the stuff that she's interested in if I pay generous attention to it. And I find the same is true for her. I don't particularly wish that my life partner was as into the stuff that I'm into as I am. I feel like it would maybe be weird, frankly. Now, that's just us. That's not true for everyone, I think. I know lots of marriages, for instance, between writers who write similar stuff, and they have awesome, awesome marriages. So I think it's different for everybody. I don't think there's like one easily prescribed way of being in a long-term relationship. And I think anybody who tells you otherwise is full of it. Oh, Alfie Egan, you're not filling me with pride at my first half substitution at the moment. And we're just being run at very effectively due to our terrible defending. But then it's a really nice standing tackle. It's a nice job. That's not a bad ball. That's a pretty interesting ball from Polyon. Get there. And then, oh! It's the greatest goal of all time. I believe that is an own goal. Yep. Polyon just pointed at the guy like, oh my God, what a great finish, Meredith. That's an epic finish. The guy finished with a back heel. It's incredible. It's magnificent. Daniel Jones, come play for us. You're awesome. Oh, an 57th, 87th. Where are we in this game? I got two consecutive games with own goals. I am on fire. What a time to be alive. Just, the world may be falling apart around us, but AFC Wimbledon still getting the job done. Really, really beautiful stuff. And a great cross, a dangerous cross from Lyle Taylor. And then Polyon basically forced the defender into a really wonderful own goal finish. And I just want to say how much I appreciate that. I'm a longtime fan of own goals, and that was one of the greatest ones I've ever seen. If only I could work the replay function of this beautiful program, I would show it to you in every possible angle. So, yeah. That said, a lot of times when I felt like I don't have something in common with someone I was dating or even in like a really intense friendship with, it's because there was some kind of lack of shared values, or at least like a lack of a shared orientation. And I think that's the other thing that I have found really important in the central relationships in my life, is feeling like you're kind of like turned in the same direction, for lack of a better phrase, when it comes to Shia LaBeouf, when it comes to everything from like how hard to work, how much you value work, what the kind of balance is between your professional and your personal life, all those questions. When those things aren't settled, or how much like you value making money and having money, and when those things aren't settled, it can be really hard, I think. Those are things that you probably aren't thinking about that much at 19. I know I wasn't, but they have proved extremely important in my life. So I don't know. I think it's hard. I also think that when you're in a, I was so unsuccessful at romantic relationships when I was 19. How can I possibly even deign to give advice about, I don't know. It's crazy. This is a very easy goal situation, but Shia LaBeouf intimidated Mr. O'Shea into missing, and then passed across his goal, which is a really bad idea. Not advised, but everything worked out better than expected. And then you just go on a nice run. Yes. Oh, I mean, some people think he is the new Otto Fenwa with his strength and his toughness and his cutbacks. Oh, he just shakes off the tackle. Oh! Always rising. Not great. Not great from the Golden Child. An incredible opportunity. Just everything opened up for him, and then he just did not. I wouldn't say he's a finisher. So we still got some work to do in terms of the quality of the squad. So, Cam, you'll figure it out. It'll be it's hard. I mean, and then if a relationship like isn't sustainable, it's super hard. It's super hard to like acknowledge that, and like it's hard to, yeah, I don't know. It's very hard. Oh, speaking of hard, I don't know how I didn't give up a goal there, but I didn't. So here we are in stoppage time. It's probably our last attack, and it fizzles out. Because that's the nature of watching Wimbly Womblys football. Thank you for watching. The important thing is that we won the game. I know I need to go up in skill level. I'll do that next game. Thank you for watching. Best wishes.